Thanks, Ainsley. Christmas celebrations took a horrific turn in the quiet suburb of Grapevine, Texas this past weekend. A family had just finished unwrapping their gifts around the Christmas tree when a cold-blooded killer dressed as Santa entered their home and shot them all to death. Authorities later said that the murderer opened fire because he didn't want his daughter dating non-Muslims. Brigitte Gabriel, president of Act for America and author of They Must Be Stopped, joins us now with more details about this. And Brigitte, from what I understand, that this was the father as well as an uncle to the children at that Christmas party. He dressed up as Santa and then he committed this heinous act. Why?
Because he was very unhappy with his daughter dating a non-Muslim. The father has become more and more a devout Muslim in recent years, with his wife divorcing him, with his children pulling away from him, becoming more Westernized. He started deriving an Islamic identity, and he wanted to save his honor because his daughter and his wife was an embarrassment and a tarnish to his honor in his community.
But he took out an entire family, including his brother-in-law, his sister, his nephew. I mean, it's just an amazing set of circumstances that took place here, all because he did not want his daughter to date a non-Muslim. In fact, his niece had been texting saying, he's here dressed as Santa, everything's pretty good right now. And then moments later, she texted saying, oh, he's acting pretty fatherly. So he had already been estranged from the family. You'd have to wonder why they even invited him in the first place, since they knew there were some tensions going on. Why are these honor killings going on in the world, not hearing about it here in the United States?
Because nobody wants to discuss the Islam aspect of it. After all, it is an Islamic cultural thing. It's not a Middle Eastern thing. You have a lot of people saying, well, it's just cultural. It's not cultural, because you have a lot of families who come from the Middle East who are non-Muslims. Christians like myself, or Jews. You do not see Christians and Jews killing their daughter in the name of honor. And the reason why he showed up to the Christmas family gathering is because they invited him hoping to reach out to him. You know how families are. Sure. They always hope for the best. They always hope to mend things around the holidays, and they did not expect him to behave the way he behaved. And the reason why he killed the whole family is because he thought they were covering up, they were protecting the daughter who was rebelling against him, and he decided, you know, I'm gonna take you all out.
You know, this is a horrible story, and it's not the first that we've heard of incidents like this. Has happened before, even right there in Texas, with the gentleman turning around. Well, I say gentleman, but with the father turning around and shooting his two daughters as they were driving in the taxi that he owned, by the way. And he did it because his daughters, he claimed, were getting too Westernized. What is going on here with these communities that come here and can't embrace all of the Western culture, notwithstanding the fact that many people in America respect their religion, but they're doing this to their own children?
They are, and we are seeing more and more of this the more we see a rise of Islamic immigration to the West. This is a new problem for the West that we're having to deal with, whether in Australia, America, Canada, England. In Europe, they're having such a major problem with it that the European police met at The Hague in a conference just to discuss this problem.
Well, Brigitte, not to interrupt you, but real quickly, because I don't want to lose time, but one important question is, and I think you've already alluded to it with what The Hague is doing, what can Americans do, in fact, Muslim groups and all racial and ethnic and even human rights groups and Christian groups do to help the Muslims engage in this community and not do this to their children for the sake of quote-unquote honor?
Well, the first thing is education. It is important to shine a light on this issue and begin discussing it openly and throw political correctness in the garbage. The second thing is establish shelters or hotlines where these ladies who feel threatened within the Muslim community, where they can call, where they can go hide, where they can be protected, provided a life, provided jobs. They need to feel they have an out where they are not trapped within their families. At least we owe them that much. They are, after all, Muslim American women, and our American women who fought for women's rights in the United States 100 years ago. We owe them at least that much.
We thank you so much for sharing your insights. Hopefully a lot of people will become more proactive about this situation. Brigitte Gabriel, thank you.
Thank you.